Righto, back at it again today. Yesterday I went and bought this. That's going to be, I'm going to cut a piece off, so I've got a lot extra. That piece cost me $5. It's bugger all. So what I'm going to do, I've got to plug this in because the battery's running flat. I'm going to cut a piece off and machine it ready for when the nylon gets here. Hang on, just hang on for 1 second. Righto, I'm back. I had to plug the camera in. It was getting ready to shut down, so I've got it sitting there. Forgot to charge it last night, so that's my bad. Anyway, as I was saying, got this $5. That cost me $13. But I'm talking about getting a 20mm bolt. Just the whole reason why I had to buy these online is because our local supplier doesn't have 20 by 1.5 bolts or nuts, so I just got that. So what I'll do is I'll take these off. I might even put that up and machine that off. Cut that thread down a little bit because I don't want it overly long, only long enough to put the nut and a lock nut. Well, actually I might not even do that. I might screw it in, and when I weld it square and drill it and put a roll pin through it to stop it. It's not to stop it from undoing, it's not going to unscrew, but just to stop it coming loose backwards and forwards movements. Either that or I could put a lock nut on it, it won't really matter too much. Yeah, so I'm going to do that, machine that to fit in the end of that, weld that up, and I think that'll probably cover me today because I'm still waiting on the bearings, still waiting on the nylon. I'll put a photo of the nylon up here. Plus I've ordered 2 oil cups. These are them here. One's going to go in there, the M6, so one's going to go in there, and when I do this, I was going to split it, but I'm not going to split it. What I'm going to do is make the bush for it, then just use the boring bar or something and just cut a slot in it. Might not even need to do that. I might just drill a hole and put the oiler in this. So when I make this this mount, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so that the bushes push in. So I'm going to machine the bush first, then push it in or Loctite it in. It's not going to be a real tight fit. I don't need it real tight. And I'm going to, before I do that, I'm going to drill and tap this in 2 places. There's M6. So what I'll do is I'll just drill into the nylon a little and screw 2 bolts in. That'll stop the nylon bush sliding backwards and forwards. So yeah, so that'll work there. So I've got a little bit to do there. I'm going to machine this because I only got to machine enough to, well, that's 25mm, so I've got to do the bore of the nylon 25. The diameter's 50, same as that. So I might make it, I don't know, say 40. So that'll give, you know, like 5mm on each side, which should be more than enough. Really, it's just got to hold the thing, and I'm going to probably weld that down. I was going to bolt it. I may still do yet, I don't know. But given the lack of material, either that or I can cut some flat and bolt it to weld the flat to the bottom of that and then bolt it to the frame. But like I said, a lot of that is just sort of tinkering and designing as we go. So I think what I'm going to do is go and clean up that mill. It's a friggin' pigsty from yesterday. Well, not yesterday, day before. Have a look at that. Isn't that wonderful? A messy bastard I am. So I'm going to go up there and clean that up while I charge this camera up a bit more. And then I will cut this off. Then I will put that in the mill and machine it down. Machine that off. Ready for the new one. Anyway, stay with me, I'll bring you back shortly. Righto. I thought I'd open the garage door today. Let some sunshine in and get you in a bit of brightness. I don't know if you can see it, but I've come up here and I've had to kick my own ass because the other day when I was using this, I was using the coolant and I forgot to take the vise off and wipe the machine down, so now I've got little flash rust all over the top of it, so I'm going to have to strip it off later, hit it with just a bit of wet and dry on a cork block, and then spray it with WD-40 like I normally do. Probably an indication too, it needs a bit more oil in the water because it shouldn't rust like that. That's just shocking. Anyway, I'll kick my own ass good and hard. So let's machine this off, eh? There we go. All ready to be welded. Alright, I'll get things sawed over on the lathe and we'll go over there and play, eh? Righto, I did this all off camera. But I machined that bolt down. Hang on, try that. There we go. Machine that down. And I thought I only went one nut, just a little more than one nut, because rather than pin it and make life difficult, I'm going to Loctite it, because if you need to get it off, then all you got to do is heat it. So, and that fits in there nicely. So when I'm finished everything else, I'll weld that and weld that onto that. So for now, I'm going to go up and start on the bush. That's going to be interesting because I've got to try and drill all the way through that. So I might have to turn it round. See how we go. Let's go and have a go at that. let me drill the rest of this out and I'll bring you back and I'm ready to bore it. Stay tuned. Righto, we're ready to start boring. I don't know how I'm going to go because that boring bar is all the way, it's about as far as I can make it, and it should just reach. If not, I can finish it when I turn it around. I'll turn it because I want to face the other end, so there may be a bee's dick in the end there, like about 5mm. So, and I might even make one end bigger anyway. I might machine it out so I can put a shoulder on the bush. So, but that took some drilling. 3 times the drill jammed. Because I had to come up basically where it was sitting in the chuck. I had to come all the way up to the chuck, so up to there, and you can see where I had to butcher it because it was grabbing on the back here. Plus the cutting edges, the corners screwed up on it, so they weren't that bad before. And of course the flutes are worn, the cutting edge along the flute, so this is going to be a pain in the ass to get the first cut or two out of here because it's going to be work hardened and it's going to chatter like a bastard. So let's see how we go. I'll try it on the same speed and see how we go. Let's take a clean-up cut first. No, screw it. That hole's the same all the way down. Let's take a 1/4 mil cut. That's going much better than I anticipated. I thought it was going to chatter its arsehole out. Oh, hang on. Spoke too soon. Anyway, I'll probably time-lapse part of this, but there's a lot of work to do, so I'll just do a couple of cuts in time-lapse and then I will switch it off till I'm done. Right, so we're done with this. See, there's enough there on the sides. It's only got to hold the nylon bush in place. I wish the bastard was here because I'd love to be able to make that today as well. But anyway, it is what it is. So that's bored. That actually went a lot better than I anticipated. So that bored out quite easily. So now I'm going to go inside and have some lunch. When I come back out, I'm going to weld that in, weld that on. Oh, and I was thinking, I had a thought last night, I do think sometimes, I'm going to cut a little gusset and just weld it into there. Because that'll just stop any movement this way, so just looking to make that as strong as I possibly can. It should be fine, I don't think it's going to be much of a problem, but and I was discussing with Dion last night. We've got a height limit and a width limit. Let me get the tape. He said 800, about 800 high in total, which is not really that high, but he said that he's got a stool he can sit on because he wants to put it under a bench. And about 900 wide, well, that won't be a problem. But yeah, the height's not real, like there's not a lot of height there, but like you said, he's got, I'm guessing it's like a mechanic's stool, like one of those that you can sit on and feed the stuff through, which is fine, I suppose. I was thinking about making it so that you can pop it up, lift it up. But that wouldn't cost much for a couple of gas struts. But I don't want to overcomplicate things. That's only going to make a whole lot more work. Well, not really, but getting the lifting mechanism to work could be the issue. But like I said, he's fine sitting on a stool. So that, yeah, you just put the stuff next to it, sit down. So yeah, 800 would be about dick height, I think. So depends on how big your dick is too, I suppose. Yeah, 800. Yeah, it's about nutsack height, that is. So that's fine. That'll work out okay. So the only thing I really wanted was to make sure I could get one of those buckets under it, which you will. And it'll be on wheels, so you can just wheel it in and out of where he wants to store it. So I might even save the photo. I'll show you where he wants to put it. And yeah, I'll continue on after lunch. I'm going to go and have something to eat. See you soon. Alright, back after lunch, and I've stuffed groceries down my throat. And I've been out here a little while now fucking around. I made a keeper plate for that top bearing, and I made a dummy bearing because the other one still haven't arrived yet, but I just wanted to get it fitted up and see how it looks. Now let me put the... see if I can do this left-handed. Useless with my left hand. There we go. Might need to grind a little bit more of a lead on that screw. So there you go, that's how that looks there. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to weld everything up. And then I'm going to move everything off here and move this back into position where it's going to sit. And then I've got some sort of indication then of how I'm going to make the frame. What I'm thinking is I might take the top frame first to bolt all this on and all the workings, and then I'll make the bottom frame so I can make it to height then. Rather than make the bottom frame then realise I've got to cut it shorter, so it's going to be easier to do it this way. So let me weld this stuff up and then I'll put it all together and we'll have another look, eh? Stay tuned. Okay, here we are at the end of the day. Well, the end of the day for me, it's up past 2, so out of here early today. But all welded, just dressed it, welded. I made that, put that in there to stiffen that up a little bit. Well, it's a bit better today than yesterday. I worked out what I was doing wrong. I had too many amps and my wire feed was not fast enough. So that's where that'll go. Don't be sitting about there at that point in the stroke. I'm going to be struggling. I think I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to have to do it differently because otherwise it's going to be too wide. Because that will go forward probably another, well, 150 mil from there, and we've got 970 to play with. So let me just, oh jeez, you know, yeah, no, not gonna make it. I'll have to try and work something out, maybe mount this different. You can mount it up that way, but I don't like mounting them upside down because if the seal starts to weep, you get your motor full of oil. I could stand it up, but then it's going to be too high. I know. I can work it the other way around. Just hold on for 2 seconds. Okay, moved it around. And that's how it can sit. And that's at full extension where it is there. Pretty much. I mean, that's got to come up a little bit. But that's pretty much full extension. That's 900. That's to the end here. So I've got 70 mil to play with. I don't really need much because the end of it will be here. That'll be where the crushing pad is. And the feed will be in this side here. Just feed the pipe or copper in, and the cans will they'll be fed in through the top. So that'll work. And that'll fit within the constraints. I just wish that, buddy. That, what do you call it? The plastic will drive today, but anyway. You get that sometimes with the big jobs. I want that to sit flat. Give me 2 seconds. Righto, I just had to move the paint tin down, but I needed 2 hands because it flops around like a old man's dick. So once that's in there, then I can get my measurements. I can just sit that like it is there and start making me framework for this. So that'll be, overall height will be here. So, I mean, it will go higher only while it's operating though. And I've got to try and make a guard. Well, I don't know if I really need a guard for that. It's not really anywhere that you're going to get crushed. There's no crush point or no real entanglement point there either. I'll see how it looks, because I think it looks pretty good like that. And this, I thought I was going to, initially I was going to dowel pin, then I was going to Loctite, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill and tap that and put a grub screw in it. Just makes it easier if you need to get up. When I make the bushing for this, I'm going to make 2 so I can send a spare. It'll have the collar up the top here, a little bit added strength, so when it's on the push stroke, if there's any top or bottom pressure, it's not going to try and drive that out, even though I'm going to have 2 holes here and put keeper bolts in it that'll go down into the plastic to stop the plastic sliding. So I'm going to make the plastic a tap-in fit into that. I don't want to press it because that'll crush it. Once it's machined and cut off, I won't be able to play with it too much because I can't put it back in the vise, in the chuck, because I'll squash it. So I'll get it done properly the first time. I mean, I can Loctite that anyway. Make it a slide fit and Loctite it, retaining compound. Or this stuff here. It says thread locker, but it'll lock that too. I've used that to hold bearings and all sorts of shit on. So there we go. Good amount done today. I'm happy. That's starting to come good. I reckon that's going to look awesome. So I'm going to get a decent photo of that now for a thumbnail and go and play with some editing. We can get this up because this will be the last one until next week. I've got the bone doctor tomorrow, and weekend I've got a few things to do here. I want to make some chili sauce that I didn't get done last week. I've got to clean this place out properly. So weekends is a bit hard to get motivated, so I'll come back out Monday, and I think by then I should have I'm hoping to get my bearings. If they're not here today already, they'll be here tomorrow, and the plastic. So I'll fit. Well, I ordered 2 bearings. I don't need 1. Put it in there. Make me plastic for there. Work out how I'm going to mount that. That won't take much. And yeah, then I can start cutting that stuff up on the floor and making the frame for it. We start off by just making a box section for here, and then drilling it and bolting it down. And then what I'll do is I'll bolt it to the holes in there. I'll bolt it to the bench on the edge here, or towards the edge. I won't need to be at the edge. That can be a bit lower than that too. Once I drop that down, I could probably come down another 20-30 mil. Yeah. No, actually, I can come right down. That can come down level to here because that can swing underneath. I know what I'm doing. It's a bit hard it's hard to get the words out what I want to do, but that's it. The weld didn't come out too bad. I said I can weld, but I'm not a welder, if that makes sense. Even that one didn't come out too bad for a change. And I remembered to put anti-spatter on everything, so I don't have any. There's a little bit of spatter, but so I just can brush that off with my fingers. So that's it, folks. All done for the day. So thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one. And then until then, as usual, stay safe. Peace. Righto. I did a bit of a video there before, feeling sorry for myself and going on stupid. But I won't add that, but what I will add is this. I did fuck up. I thought I ordered 50 mil, and I didn't. I ordered 36 or 35. There we go. But as you can see by shit falling everywhere, I went in town and got this. $37 plus GST. So 40 bucks, went and bought that. It was 50 something dollars all up, so you know. I've got another metre of 25 bright because I'm out. This is the wrong length. Stupid mistake, but just the way my head works, PTSD can be a shit of a thing, trust me. This is too short. You look at it, 150 mil stroke, right? 150 mil stroke, but you got to double that, that's 300 mil. So I need 300 mil plus that. So I'm going to measure it up tomorrow with the bar like that, because that'll be full retract, and then measure it again at full extension. But I'm going to need longer bar because I have no more. I wouldn't have had enough anyway, but I would have liked to have worked out before I did all this. But anyway, it won't take much to machine those welds out, and I'll machine that off. Basically, I'm just gonna cut that off, stick it in the lathe, stick that in the lathe, machine the weld off it, and machine that out, and just machine that weld down enough so that'll pop out, because that's spigoted in there about that far. That won't take much. And I won't have to sleeve this. I thought I was going to have to sleeve it, because to make another one would have been a pain in the ass and a waste of material. I was going to sleeve it. I was going to get some hollow bar, not pipe, some hollow bar, and machine it and press it in. I won't need to now. I've got that. So I can machine that down, and I'll have a little bit left over, and I'll have this now if I need it for anything else. So yeah, so next week I'm going to come back out, and might even do it on the weekend, I don't know, because I'm pretty keen to catch up now that I've stuffed this up. It's only just, like I said, I just got to take this piece of bar out and put a longer one in. But anyway, here's what it is. You know, brain farts and fuck ups. It's my world. So until next time, what I'll do actually before I come back next time, before I do any more, I'm going to fix this. So I'll repair all this before I come back videoing again. Once I've got it to this stage once again, and I'll machine that, make bush. Once I've done that, then I'll start recording again. I don't really need to record, and that's, I think that sounds harder. So anyway folks, until next time, again, stay safe. Peace.